Hi guys, two travelers in Mexico from our rooftop, January 2nd, and it's a wonderful day. I'm sorry that some of you Canadians and people in the US are freezing your shenanigans, but it's beautiful today.
Yeah, the sun's in our eyes right now. It's going to be setting behind some buildings here
I think
in a few minutes.
It's in the 70s today, huh?
Yeah.
It's a very nice temperature.
It is very nice.
Yeah. So today we wanted to talk to you about Mexico housing versus like United States. Can't speak for Canada, but having come from the United States, I can speak for United States.
Yeah.
And now living in Mexico, I can speak for that. Mm-hmm. And we do have an annoying dog somewhere out there barking.
As opposed to our annoying dogs, which are actually quiet at the moment.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. Come here. I gotta groom you.
All right. My personal groomer is at work. So, all right. So you want to talk about the differences in construction?
There it is.
Oh, let's got our note.
There it is. All right. So, first one would be, I think, lack of storage.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that? Like, you don't really have a garage for storage.
Yeah, if you're like looking at homes in Mexico, typically there isn't a garage if you're used to storing stuff in the garage like we were used to doing.
Rafters, in your garage.
So
none of that.
And I think in the US we're just kind of used to accumulating a lot of stuff and having a place for it. Here in Mexico, not so much. They don't really build storage into the houses per se. I mean, we've got one small, we got
closet.
one closet.
We got one hall closet.
And then plus our walk-in closets, but you don't really use those for storage.
But you know what? Think about our last house. We only had one closet at the end of the hallway.
Yeah.
I mean, we had bedroom closets and all that, like we do here too.
But we had
a garage.
Huge garage that.
Two-car garage.
Stored her
rafters, stuff like that.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
That's something you're going to have to get used to down here is that there isn't typically as much storage space in a house as you're used to in the U.S. So either, if you accumulate a lot of stuff, you're going to have to scale that way back or...
Yep. What do they call that? Like when you don't have that much stuff?
Purging.
Well, it's purging, yeah, but I mean like when you don't have clutter all over.
Minimalist.
Yeah, minimalist. That's how you want to live, and don't think you're going to be storing stuff in your garage because that ain't going to happen.
Well, that keeps trying to be a maximalist, but
oh, stop it. That is not true. That is not true.
Okay, just keep telling yourself that.
Okay, is my house crowded? Cluttered?
If I wasn't here, it would be, yeah.
Oh, you're a single guy. What the hell do you expect? I saw your place when I met you. But that's for another video.
And yet, still you stuck around, so what does that say?
I'm a sucker.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker. Okay, so just know that you won't really have garage space. Mm-hmm. Okay? So if you're used to storing whatever in your garage, that ain't going to be happening here.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, you could put like a solid gate up and like one of those roofs like we have that are metal up.
Video bomber here, our newest. We picked her up at a gas station.
Where'd we pick her up at?
Coahuila,
Mexico. Halfway from the United States, halfway to San Luis Potosí.
And now we have another photo bomber here.
Nico, don't cough in her face. That was pretty rude. So anyhow, you can put a solid gate up, and then you could put like a tin roof over your garage. I mean, that's what we have, but it's not storage because we have 4 dogs now and our car. So, just keep that in mind.
All right. What's the next
Next
topic?
is no cabinets under the bathroom sinks.
Ooh, very true.
Yeah.
Lately, I've been looking, doing videos of a lot of new homes for sale, and they never really have cabinets under the sinks at all. They're just bare. The sink comes out from the wall, and then you see the exposed plumbing below.
Yeah. It's, Yeah, I mean, so you're losing all that space. And you know, like if you're storing some toilet paper, you're storing some cleaning products, it's all going to be showing underneath your sink, which I don't like, but that's what it is right now.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer. I mean, maybe you can get it done by some builders. I don't know, but I think it's pretty rare.
Yeah.
I mean, we've rented in Morelia, we rented an apartment here in SLP, bought our house, none, none. And other people's, none.
Yeah.
So, okay, the next is never will you find carpeting, only tile.
Very true. Or laminate flooring like we have.
Right, laminate, tile. You really don't find carpeting. The only thing that you'll find is a throw rug.
Yeah.
They just don't use carpeting here.
No wall-to-wall carpeting,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, I mean, it is much warmer on your feet, I get it, but I think it does collect a lot of crap too.
Yeah.
And I think even in the US, people were heading more towards taking out their carpeting and doing wood floors or laminate or something like that.
Yeah, because I mean, in a way it makes sense because you can sweep and mop a wood floor or a laminate floor. If a carpet gets dirty, well, that's a whole other process.
I mean, you can rent those steam cleaners, you know, but if the stuff gets down into the padding, you know. So there's that. Keep that in mind. Next thing is doorbell ringers will usually be in multiple rooms. Not like the United States.
Yeah. In our house we have two. One is in the kitchen and one is in the upstairs TV room area. But the person stands outside, hits the doorbell, and it rings in both places. And they are pretty loud too.
Yeah, they're very loud.
The first time we were in this house and someone rang the doorbell, it freaked us out. What was that? And then he goes, oh, that's your doorbell.
Well, and the thing is because the houses are like row houses, probably 95% of the time in Mexico, a lot of times you'll think it's your doorbell when it's your neighbor's doorbell too, because that's how loud they are.
Yeah, your neighbor's doorbell, you'll hear it, but it just sounds a little more muffled as well.
Yeah, but it's still pretty loud.
Yeah.
Okay, next is on some homes, builders will put a metal-like patio cover, but it's never actually covered.
Yeah, it's just like the bars that you see going across that will still let a lot of light in.
What? Right, it lets a lot of light in, but it doesn't like block rain.
It doesn't block rain or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you really wanted a cover, then that's something you have to do on your own.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these things, if you want cabinets, you have to do that on your own. If you want carpeting, I don't know, good luck on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen carpeting at Home Depot. You know,
No, because
there's tile stores all over, but I've never seen carpet stores.
With carpeting, I believe you'd have to have a wooden subfloor to, something to attach the nailers to that you then attach the carpet to.
Okay, next, number 6. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
6. Usually no gate on the driveway area.
Yeah, when you buy a new house, there usually isn't a gate. And then people, when they buy the house, will put up a gate. Paulette has done a scientific survey and walked the neighborhood, and you figure about what percentage of houses have gates in them?
Oh, I would say probably 3/4 of the homes have gates.
Right. But
some of them are solid, some of them are kind of see-through metalish gates.
Right. But when they first build a house, typically there's not a gate, and then the buyer installs whatever kind of gate they want.
Right, exactly. Okay, next, sliding doors usually don't have screens, and also not all houses come with window screens.
Very true.
Like we have a big slider downstairs in our living room area, no screens whatsoever. Now we do have screens on some of our windows. Our sliding windows, we have the screens. On our pull-out windows, you know, there's no screens.
Right. So that's a little different than what we're used to in the U.S., where you would see screens on every window, including a sliding glass door.
Exactly.
You know, there's the ice cream
Oh,
man.
that's our ice cream guy. I should ask him if he has chocolate.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. But it's cool because like he knows that we've met him before at his stop. He's like at an OXXO, and then a lot of times he'll just come to our neighborhood because he knows where we live, and then he'll just like it's like door-to-door service for us because we're
parks
special.
Across the street, and he's got a loudspeaker that announces his presence.
Yeah. Okay. So next, many times no lighting fixtures, but a hanging bulb from the ceiling, or sometimes you can get those. What are they? Can lights?
Can lights, yeah.
Now our house has those, the can lights.
But it didn't have any lights when we bought the house. We had to go to Home Depot and buy them.
We had to buy the can lights?
Yeah, we had to buy the lights fixtures to go inside.
Another photo bomb.
Otherwise we wouldn't have had any light.
Nico, what? What?
Yeah, so sometimes you will just see a hanging fixture from a ceiling. One of our friends, Wayne, has referred to as a Mexican chandelier. But it'll just be like wires hanging from the ceiling with a socket, and then you have to figure out what you're going to do from there.
Yeah. Now we did have can lighting upstairs in our TV area. Oh, we had it in all the rooms.
Yeah.
But there were like the fixtures, like the hallway ones, the hallway lights just had the light bulb.
Right.
And then our lighting up here on the balcony just had a light bulb.
Yeah. But all the other places didn't have light bulbs, and so we had to go to Home Depot and buy 21 of them.
Yeah, we had to buy
LED
21
lights.
fixtures.
Okay, number
9. Lots of times hookups for washer and dryers are on the outside of the house, like the balcony area or the area going out to the patio area.
Yeah, that's interesting because a lot of times while they might have a cover over the top, the front will be open, so they're still exposed to the elements. I just did a video the other day of some new places, and the washer and dryers were just out in the open area.
Nico, no.
And I don't know why that is necessarily, but that's pretty standard here in Mexico.
So, you know, in the United States, your washer and dryer are either, for an older home, usually in the garage for the hookups. Newer homes are usually inside. But in Mexico, it's rare. I mean, they can be inside. We've been to some places where it's like on the second or third floor.
Yeah.
It's rare, but it can exist. But most of the time they're on the balcony, uncovered, or there's a little area that could be covered going out to your outside patio.
Right. Now we got lucky in our house. Our washer and dryer are actually on the inside of the house, right next to the maid's quarters. That we don't have a maid.
It's right off of our kitchen.
Yeah, right off of the kitchen, but still actually pretty convenient.
Yeah, it's very convenient. So it's totally covered. Yahoo! Love that. So number 10, I was going to be talking about no garages, but I basically covered that when I started.
So forgive us on that. We're
Forgive you.
Well, yeah, we're lucky to find our way home some days. Let's be honest about it.
That's him. Yeah. I keep telling him I'm going to stick him into an old person's home if he starts getting dementia or Alzheimer's, because he's not going to know the difference anyhow.
Now, just because you've made that diagnosis doesn't mean it's true.
Well, no,
If it's you making that diagnosis, I'm definitely going for a second opinion.
I'm saying if. Well, the sun's starting to settle behind the building, and we finished our list. So leave us comments below, whatever you know you want to comment on, any of those 9 areas that we covered. you're more than welcome to. If you have any comments about other places.
Or if you want to add some that we didn't cover.
Yeah.
If you bought a home and noticed some things different about construction here in Mexico than in the US or Canada or wherever you're from, comment that below too.
Yeah. And as always, from the two travelers in Mexico.
What she did.
Bye, guys.
Bye.